Welcome to the Volunteer Learning Program, or as we call it, VLP. Our tutor preparation is composed of 2 parts: 5 online modules. The entire tutor preparation is designed to help you learn about 3 main topics. VLP, the program, that is, how and why we do what we do. VLP staff, your support team behind you every step of the way. Tutoring adults, insights and ideas to get you prepared for your work with VLP. By now, you have already looked at our website. You received the link in our first email message to you. This means you've read over our frequently asked questions for both students and tutors. You've taken a look at the VLP staff pictures and bios to see who you'll be working with, and maybe even found our tutor resource website, which we call the Tutor Exchange. If you have not yet looked at the website, you need to do so now before you continue here. The address is at the top of the screen. Once you have reviewed it, especially the student and tutor frequently asked questions, you'll be ready to continue here. So, why are we called the Volunteer Learning Program? Volunteer because the tutors and the adult learners are volunteers in our program. This is not a mandatory program for anyone. Tutors and learners participate because they want to. Learning because the learners aren't the only ones learning in this program. Most of our adult learners are trying to get their high school credential, so their objective with you is to learn. That's pretty obvious. But most of our tutors have never taught or tutored before, so it's a learning experience for you too. Program because we do not offer tutoring on demand. We ask our volunteers to commit to at least 1 hour per week for between 4 and 8 months at least. Tutoring takes place on the same day, at the same time, and at the same place every week. It truly is a program. So let's get to know more about this volunteer program called VLP. Take a look and see if you can remember what you read on our website. What are the different kinds of tutoring assignments you can have with VLP? Our priority is to help adults who do not have a high school diploma. Most of our tutors work individually with one adult learner in the public library that is most convenient for both and on a day and time that work for both. You will know what your learner needs and have the materials needed before you ever meet with the learner. VLP also has many tutors helping out in 2 different kinds of classes. The courses at the adult high school are the same as those that kids take in high school. Because the learners come from so many different backgrounds, the teachers are always happy to have the help of 1 or 2 volunteer tutors to help them individualize instruction. The other type of in-class tutoring assignment is in alternative programs for juveniles who may be court involved or who may have other kinds of challenges that make regular day school difficult or impossible. Again, you'd be helping a teacher to individualize instruction, which is how many of these juveniles learn best. To help out at these locations, you would need to be fingerprinted and have an FCPS background check. We want you to be able to select the kind of tutoring assignment that you prefer. We'll talk more about the options, including locations and times, at the in-person orientation you'll be attending soon. If you prefer to tutor in a class, the process for getting you started will vary from class to class and arranged with each teacher separately. But there is one standard process for the one-on-one tutoring. So, take a look here and think back for a minute to what you learned on our website. Think about the VLP process for taking in your new learner and for how your VLP specialist gets ready to contact you about a possible tutoring assignment. Okay, let's review. The learner calls the VLP office and gives some basic information. That information is passed on to one of the VLP specialists, who then calls the learner to set up a registration and assessment meeting. After that meeting, the specialist will write up learning recommendations that are specific for that learner, and then select appropriate study materials from the VLP lending library. Then the hunt for the right tutor begins. The tutor and the learner have to be a match as far as location and availability to make it convenient for both. Then the specialist contacts the tutor who looks like a good fit for that specific learner. Now, once you are out there tutoring, the VLP staff is there to support you every step of the way. Most of our tutors start with just one assignment. Some take on more than one assignment at the same time, and many decide to take on a new assignment once one assignment is done. For each tutoring assignment, you'll be working with a specific VLP specialist. The specialist will consult you regarding a possible tutoring assignment and provide you with all the information you need before you commit to the assignment. Your specialist will give you detailed information about what that specific learner needs and then follow you every step of the way through your tutoring. Look at all the additional support VLP provides you along the way. We want to make sure you understand that you are not alone. This is a team effort. So, who are VLP's adult learners? Who are the people that you'll be helping? For one thing, they come from all over the world. Most of them have had quite a bit of high school. They just didn't finish. Most of them have been out of school for a while, and you know how it is when you don't work with something for a long time. Use it or lose it. Many have more than one job, and all of them want to go on to more education and a better job. Those are common goals among our adult learners. You probably want to know, what's the best way to tutor an adult learner? Well, it's by following the principles of good education. Think back to the last class or training session you attended. If you thought it was good, it probably followed these 3 R's. VLP did not invent these 3 R's, but we do live by them. Keep the instruction relevant. Relate your instruction to your learner's life. New information is best learned when it can attach to something the learner already knows or something the learner can relate to his or her life. And think for a minute, how will you know anything about the learner's life? You'll get that information from your VLP specialist before your tutoring even starts. Keep the instruction realistic. Make sure your learner is actually able to do what you're asking. And how will you know what the learner can do? That's right. You'll receive a copy of the assessments your learner did with your VLP specialist. You'll also have the learning recommendations, which outline your learner's strengths and challenges. Keep the instruction responsive to the learner's needs. And again, you'll know this from the learning recommendations from your VLP specialist. We do specific goal setting with each learner, so we know where they're headed and what they need to do to get there, and you'll get that information. Sometimes your VLP specialist has to help them develop more realistic expectations and break down the big goal, like passing the GED, into several shorter term goals. Even then, you often have to make explicit the connection between what you're working on and what their big goal is. That way, they know that even the small steps count. We're going to be talking a lot about these 3 R's in the rest of these modules and also at the in-person orientation. Keep them in the back of your mind as you participate in the rest of our tutor preparation. And now, a few words about this online tutor preparation. You will next view the Tutoring Math module, followed by Tutoring Reading, and then Tutoring Writing. These are the main subjects for VLP tutoring. And last, you'll view the Closing module. You need to view all 5 modules. You need to click on each module individually to view it. We set it up like this so you can view each one at your own convenience. You don't need to complete all 5 modules in one sitting. And you can then find what you need if and when you want to go back to these modules and look at something again once you're tutoring. We provide pauses within the modules when needed, but go ahead and pause the module yourself or rewind whenever you need more time. And feel free to watch the modules as many times as you like. They are not long. Each module will require you to do just a bit of writing, so please keep a pen or pencil and paper handy. Your participation as you watch the modules is essential to your learning from the modules. Therefore, pay close attention to the slides that look like this and also like this. This completes the introductory module. If you have any immediate questions about this module, please contact us. So, next up is Tutoring Math. Just exit this module and click on the Tutoring Math module.